Good evening, everyone. I'd call the meeting of the Master Plan Advisory Committee and the Planning Board to order for August 4th, 2022. Is anybody recording the meeting? No. We are recording the meeting and it will be posted through the Planning Board's website. I will do the roll call for attendance. And first one, Marcus Phelps, present. Dave Spina. Doug Moglen.
Here.
Randy Brown.
Here.
David D. Delory. Bert Hansen.
You're on Zoom.
Thank you. Dave McWilliams. Norm Cheever.
Here.
Patrick Jubb. Alida De Maria. Amber Bach. Scott Lehman.
Here.
Dory Boyd.
Here.
Roz Terry.
Here.
Jessica Whitmore Parker.
Here on Zoom.
Thank you, Jessica. David Masai. Marisa Cook Oberdon.
Here.
Michael Doherty. Lucas Caron.
Here.
Maria Michael. So with that roll call, I'll note we do not have a quorum of the planning board, but we do have a quorum of their master plan advisory committee with 10 members participating. Yes. Very good.
Okay.
Any public comments, dialogue? We have 3 folks in the audience and everybody else on Zoom is on us. Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on to old business. Ken Camilla, I'd appreciate a status report on the community survey responses.
Sure. Good evening, committee. I sent over to John on Tuesday, and I believe he sent to the committee a number and a breakdown by age of the respondents up to August 1st, which I believe were 348 or 355. But I just took a look this evening and you are up to 369. So there are 14 or so in the past 3 days. So with that said, yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I was just saying, with that said, Marcus. John also sent a map tool that showed where survey responses were coming from within the town, both from the previous meeting, because I provided some addresses back then, and then from the August 1st date. So I can pull those up if the board, if the committee wishes.
Yeah, we might take a look quickly.
Sure.
So online responses were 360 something, what is it? 369.
Yes, this evening.
369 as of this evening. And then John, you said we had 14 hard copy?
That's correct.
So that's plus 14 hard copy. Okay. Thank you. And
so,
yep.
What I'm sharing on the screen is the email that was sent by John with regards to this breakdown that he asked me to pull, which I know the committee was interested in determining who was responding to the survey. So this data is from the August 1st date, where we had 17, where the town had 17 responses in total for those under the age of 29. I didn't take a look this evening. I just have the total amount from this evening, but as of August 1st, this was the breakdown by age. Let me open.
Okay, so that was kind of where we were last meeting. We talked about that age group was low response level, and the other age groups seem to be reasonably even as far as percentages equal.
And so this map was prepared by John, which shows and has a breakdown of the responses from 7/21 and the responses from 8/1. So you could toggle if you wished to determine those, but I think it probably is just helpful for an aggregate of all the responses to see where in town those responses are coming from. So at the very least, you could see, you know, if and determine whether or not there's a good distribution geographically of where these responses are coming from.
Well, there's a handful outside of Southwick, is that what I see? Which is good.
Must be close up there on North
Yeah.
Island.
I looked at those earlier, and I think we're looking at the limitations of geocoding by
Yeah.
Their
address.
address is probably.
Oh, no, they could live. That's wherever working, have a business here.
Yeah, but I think the way the thing was, what's the Southwick address that you're coming from?
Right.
You're probably just that the map is just slightly
Yeah, it's
off.
not scaled right. I think when you zoom in, you can see.
Oh,
that it's actually,
yeah.
Okay, so I don't know, I had looked at it a little bit. It seemed to me Granville Road was not having a lot of responses, but now there's a couple more up on the west end there that are in the yellowish color. And then there was the southern part down in the jog. I don't know how many residents there are down
Yeah,
there.
There's not
Like on
much
College
there's not a
Highway.
road there.
There's quite a few fields, I guess, more open area down there with Goose Pond and some of that area. The other one that came up, at least when I was looking at it, was Claus Anderson Road, which goes off by the old cemetery. And then goes up over to South Loomis. So. Bill's Road I had written down, but that seems to filled in decent. I don't know if anybody has any sense of it, but in some ways, you know, as we move along here this evening, where we would want to put the signs. And there's a couple other things we can think about, you know, geography wise, how we might reach people.
We know approximately how many people are eligible to fill out the survey in town, is 9,000 figure-ish?
It'd be less than 9,000 because we're not doing youth. So we're talking teens plus. So I don't know what the breakout is, but I'm sure the town planner does. Now, what percentage?
Just the reason I
Off the
asked
top of
that,
your head.
Yeah,
the reason I asked that question is benchmarking from other towns that Kent's worked with on the percentage of respondees. That's always trying to figure out how we stood.
yeah. I think I did say the last survey, 1997, we did here. I think there were about 400 some responses.
No.
No?
Well,
Less?
Yeah, we're doing,
I'm
I
thinking
think we're doing
170.
really well. I know if somebody said 1,000 would be helpful, but
Yeah.
I mean, you know, town meeting doesn't pull a third of that.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
you know, voting is usually around that maybe, but I don't know, what's the vote count usually for a townwide vote?
Varies widely.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I just, I think it's very good. I think we're doing well.
I was gonna look it up because I think it was in the cover of the 67 master plan for sure. I remember it was in there. The
Yeah.
number of residents and the number of returns.
Yeah, I
For that
think,
400.
you know, where we are now, of course, we get the initial burst But
Signs will help. though.
the yellow ones that are showing up are the ones since August 1st. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, there was at least 2 or 3 news articles that ran too,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And did we get the signs? Are the? we
Yeah.
have the signs?
Russell News right yesterday?
Yeah, it was the 3rd. Yep, yesterday. They did it right on the front page. They did nice. And they used the press release, a lot of the text from the press release.
Would it be acceptable to ask for the addresses, specific addresses, so that I could look like at my neighbors and see who hasn't responded, and they go knock on the door?
You can
You
do,
click on that. it
you
tells
can
the
do that.
address.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You click on each one of those teardrops and it'll say the address.
Okay.
It's Bert. Maybe I had the idea to email my friends around town and remind them, if you haven't filled out the survey, please do.
I've done that.
Yeah.
And also, more than one person from a household can complete it.
Right.
So if your partner, significant other, whatever, do the survey. And,
So yeah, the geography coverage looks good. I'm still concerned by the age group because we have, if you count 20 to 30, 20 to 40, there's like 60 people.
So the question to you, how do you think we could get high school and 20-year-olds to actually do this?
It's a little difficult because of like the time frame, because we're in summer. I was thinking about if we had during the school year, maybe we could have like informed them during that. But because we don't have that, the only thing I could really think of is like, if we collaborate with the school and maybe send out something to the school emails, that could help.
And maybe it's the parents, more parents.
Yeah.
I don't know whether we can do that.
they could communicate probably by email even during the summer, I would imagine. As they're-
But now we did have some discussion of maybe keeping it open. When schools start, August or
September 1st.
September 1st. I mean, what's the harm in doing a push the first week in
And
September and
then
just
maybe-
seeing if we get them, if you're, if there's concern about making sure that we get that group.
But if we feel like we're running pretty good, I don't know that we would want
But
to.
it's 50% people that statistically won't be alive in 25 years. So
Right.
we want all opinions.
I thought that if Dave McWilliams was here, we could ask for his help with the Boy Scouts. Have somebody-
Scouting for surveys.
Huh?
Yeah, scouting for
But
chasing.
getting the Boy Scouts to help or getting
Well,
Boy
no,
Scouts
if
to
the
actually.
teenagers that are in the Boy Scouts that live in
Oh,
Southwood,
yeah.
if they're aware of it, you want
There's probably only a handful.
John, could you make a note
I think it usually is only.
to,
Reach out to David
Kids
Miller.
that are old.
yeah, I haven't been able to get a hold of Patrick Chubb. I was trying to kind of pick his brain about where we could make contacts. So I'll keep going on that one to see.
Can I ask you realistically, if somehow we did hypothetically extend this 2 weeks and teachers had a chance to engage with you guys, you're fresh off of summer vacation, hopefully your brains are ready to absorb information. Do you think people would actually be mobilized enough in those 2 weeks to take the survey? Or not? I mean, just to have us,
It really depends on the person. Like, I know a lot of people who would definitely be into that. And I was thinking these like flyers that you made, if maybe we could hand out these, maybe that would like, they hold on to it, it sticks in their mind.
right?
But I do think that right at the start of the year, you are right that a lot of people probably won't take it seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth a shot. I mean,
If we did an after-school event or something where we had refreshments or something and really just kind of drove the point home. I mean, I remember being a teenager and going to everything after school that had snacks, even clubs that I was not interested in, engineering club, I was there, they had snacks. So, it was like, I don't know if we could dedicate one day to that or something and just at least getting the engagement going. I mean, if they don't fill out the surveys, maybe at least it's in their minds and they'll come to the focus groups in the fall.
Yeah, the meetings, yeah.
So I have another question. Have you done the survey?
I plan on it.
So, now that you have this, if you could have you and a few of your friends do it, I'm curious how much of the stuff on the survey you understand and or care about at this point in your life. I really seriously would love to have you take it, and maybe those kids that you think will do it, do your own little thing and just see if it's something that, I don't know, personally, when I was that age, I think I probably would have thought it was funny and I would have done really stupid answers. Like I honestly think I would have done that. I don't know. I didn't have the same civic conscience that I have now. But I think if you could engage with some of your friends and take it, so we can just to see if they actually have an opinion. And that way, if they do, then I think we definitely like push it and see if we can get more.
So 25 to 50 would be huge.
Exactly,
Seriously,
exactly.
25 to 50,
We only-
someone's
we don't
filling
need
out.
that
So
many.
I wonder if we reach out to whoever's teaching like AP government, because there's like 15 kids right there. That they,
Right.
that's like,
Yeah.
each one, you take this course because this is AP government.
Right.
This is what you should be doing.
Yeah, those are the ones.
Good
that
idea.
I just, I don't know, I just don't.
And
think it's
And after the pilot, we
What's that
consider
mean?
taking one of the signs and moving it over
Class?
to
the
schools as soon as,
Oh.
school.
Or even the flyer, these little flyers, just be on doors, like unwrapped door or whatever with the
Definitely
website.
print more for school. You can add a QR code to whatever we print, so that way it's super easy.
So Doug has some numbers?
Yeah,
for it,
just,
huh?
I looked up, I knew I had seen it, and
Yeah.
Diane sent it to me while and I also found it, but they did, in the 96 survey, they mailed it to one of every 6 households and did 450 surveys. So that would assume that there's 2,700-ish households at that time. And they received back 198, or 44%, were returned by July of 96.
Oh.
So don't be daunted by the number, because your number's 400 plus already.
Yeah.
Granted, you appealed to the entire town to do it, but
And it actually wasn't going right into their house, which we couldn't afford.
you have to pull it, not, you didn't push it, right?
Right.
So
But in today's day and age, I think.
Okay, in the interest of time, I'd like to move on to the second item here, which is some more publicity, which we've sort of talked about already. But Marisa had been given the go-ahead to do a couple signs and also an ad in Southwoods for the August edition. So
Yes.
where are we, Ken?
So that's being developed by Martin. I CC'd you on an email so that you would be able to get the proof
Okay.
for that. The signs will be available to pick up tomorrow. I'm hoping that someone may be able to help with that because I have to work. I have to work until very late tomorrow, so I'd like to get them out this weekend. So we had discussed at the last meeting, putting one sign up right by where 57 and 202 meet, right by where Anson is. So I spoke with Mr. Baker this morning, and he said he's totally okay for us to stake the signs there, like, not on the fence, but on the ground, right where there's some like signs for 202 and 57. I think you've seen signs there before in the past.
Oh, yeah.
so.
Wow.
But do we get like a banner or do we get something that sticks?
It's a 3x4 and it's stakeable.
Oh, good.
Stakeable, yes. And it's going to be double-sided, but I mean, maybe you can see how it looks. Maybe it is worth just having it face oncoming traffic from Feeding Hills. And then the other one we had discussed putting in front of Town Hall here. I don't know if the group still agrees
I
to
thought we
that.
were gonna use.
Yeah, I thought
the library.
for Scott's library.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's right. So the library. So right where the old library.
I can do it.
I was gonna say, not in Lucas's life, was it the library?
Yeah. Okay, so if you guys can arrange that tomorrow, I'll get confirmation.
what's a library?
I'll get confirmation.
Uh-oh.
Tomorrow that it's ready to pick up and then
Before you know
I'll
it.
send you a message.
Before you were born.
You know what I'm thinking? The one,
Perfect. Okay, great. So you guys can kind of.
the one at Baker, at the
Anson,
T
yes.
here, I'm just wondering if we could use that in another place, because the town crier is there, and we can put a message on the town crier.
I think, I don't think anybody.
Yeah, I've driven
People
past that
don't
several
look at it?
times looking for even, I know it's rotational.
Okay,
I haven't seen our mention yet, and I drive by there pretty often, so.
no, I don't think we
Figure it's a way
were
to-
asked to put it up.
Double up on that.
Why don't we
side.
do, Only 2 weeks. We'll move it. We'll set it in front of
Be-
the old Anson nursery, we'll do the library, then we'll switch it up.
Because the other place I thought of was on Depot Street where Sheep Pasture tees in to Depot
With the bike
Street.
path there too.
Right there, when you look straight ahead,
Yeah.
tons
I
of
agree, we
people
can
come
move
up
them around.
Sheep Pasture at that stop sign and then turn left. So I would want to maybe move one of
What
them, I
about
don't
on
know
the
which.
south, down by Big Line stuff, like maybe have the two up here and then, or whatever, like.
Yeah, I
move
think
them
why
after
don't
2
we do
weeks.
2 weeks of those two locations and then when are we meeting again?
You can do old library and new library too, because that catches
Oh,
different.
yeah.
traffic.
So let's put them up, we agree, we'll put them up at Baker in front of there at 10 and 202 and 57 and at the old library. So we'll start there. And we'll go for 2 weeks
Yeah, and then move them, you to your.
and then we'll
discretion.
relocate.
You don't have to over manage that, like,
Yeah,
go for it.
go for it, yeah.
2 weeks. Signs.
And another part of publicity as well as the distribution of these brochures. So Dave did an initial run back in late June. I've been doing some this week, but I could also use some help in just going to a few places. And I brought stands as well. Just in 2 days alone, I've gotten a really good response from the businesses that I've left brochures at asking for top-ups. People have been taking them, and that I just started on Wednesday. So I think it's worthwhile to get these out there for people that don't have social media or are kind of oblivious when driving, like me. You know, you see it there when you're checking out.
Let me know then, let me know if there's any businesses that, you know, I
Yeah,
can
do you
go
have
to.
something
Yeah,
you're
I have-
targeting?
Yeah, I have a list here.
Oh, okay.
I can send it out and then people can just say, you know, or I can read through it really quickly now. I mean, the Italian patisserie at Gristmill, the salon, Bloom here next to Danco's, the Notches done, Calabrese done, Razors done, Walton Makers, Sunflower Smoothie Cafe, Western River Brewery, Creek Tea House, nail salons in town, Designer's Edge, Farmers Insurance, Southwick Insurance. Anybody wants any one of those?
Well, we don't want to duplicate both two people going the same one, so.
Right, so people.
Yeah.
Was that your
Maybe-
list of where you're trying to go or where you went? Sorry.
The list of places that still need to be done that have been identified as,
Did you say my Oxford number?
yes, all set.
Why don't, after the meeting, whoever's willing to help take those to some of the businesses, we'll meet with Marissa and pick up, you know,
Right,
what you need
exactly.
and say, I'll do 3, I'll do 4, whatever. So,
Tell her which ones you're gonna do, so.
Right,
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 check
so
them
I'll
all.
note it
Yeah,
all here,
and then
so
check
just
it out.
think about that and then we can review at the end of the meeting if you're interested in that. Thank you.
one quick thing, Saturday at the Southwick Inn, starting at noon, there's a block party. And it goes forever, but, well, until there's a curfew. I'm just wondering if we should try to do something there, just have a presence. The sign there and, I don't know, some brochures.
Yes. we need the-
Because it's definitely gonna be 21 to 39 probably there. But I don't know if anybody wants to volunteer.
Just to be there the whole time, or to just put something up?
Not to be there the whole time,
The
but
fortitude of your liver is at stake.
Doug, are you buying the beer?
Well,
Doug-
that changes everything.
Doug's gonna,
Out of town.
are you
No,
buying
I
the beer?
have-
Oh, you're gonna be gone.
Yeah.
All right. So, you're willing to go
No,
for
I
a
have-
while?
No, I have company this
Oh.
weekend, I'm not gonna do that in the rain. No,
Well,
but I mean, if
it
you
was a
wanted
good
to-
idea.
It's a block party. It's supposed probably gonna rain, right?
Thunder showers possible.
Yeah, they do have the worst one. It's either so hot or wet.
Uh, Anyway, that's the one thing that I know coming up.
Although
very
I think
quickly.
you could, I mean, I think you could like put it on, because it is a block party, but people go in and out of the inn.
And I don't know who is the responsible person there. I mean,
Jess Wally, probably, right?
yeah, I don't know the players there.
But the sign at the old library would be beneficial
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
for the weekend if it was out there.
Yeah.
And I did send a request to Jessica Wally to see if she'd be willing to have her electronic sign notice. About the survey. I haven't gotten a response yet.
Oh, you
But I-
did send?
Yes, I
something?
did,
Okay.
but I need to follow up. I haven't
Yeah.
gotten a reply yet.
Did
All
we
right.
ask for wishes?
No, I need to ask Malicious and the Notch. If anybody can help with either of those as
I
well.
can take care of Militia.
Perfect, thank you, Doug. The Notch, does anybody have a connection at the Notch?
I know the notch guy.
Oh.
Oh, you know, okay, yeah. That'd be good.
There all day, as you drinking coffee and.
I actually saw you there when I was dropping off the brochures.
I paid for space on that town.
Great.
So what's the message? Please complete the master plan survey and then the website.
Same message we're doing everywhere.
Yeah.
Please complete the master plan survey. Before, well, we won't say the deadline, just,
Yeah, I
just do it.
decided that it's not a good idea to tell them how long they have.
yeah,
You gotta
a good idea.
say.
What do you want
it's
them to
done
say,
this
Maria?
week. Give them a threat, make them think it has to be done
What
ASAP.
did you just say?
Please
What would you like it
complete,
to say on the sign?
please
Oh,
complete.
please complete master plan survey.
ASAP.
And then the website.
Southwest2040.com. I think that's,
We're gonna put that at the transfer station too, right?
Yep.
Oh, that is a good one. Because everybody, 99% of
When you
people
get
that go
home
in
with
there
your empty garbage.
are residents. That's good,
They'll do it this week. Yeah.
very nice. And the only other thing, maybe not the only, I asked John to check on our town, the town's portable digital sign. Because I was thinking one place to put it would be near the second driveway, as you go up Granville Road, Mr. Wally's parking lot, the far parking lot that doesn't get used a lot, somewhere in that area. So people going up Granville Road would see this. John, did,
Yeah,
who controls?
That island, in the front line is super visible, heading westbound, so I think it's a reasonable, suggestion. I spoke with, Lieutenant Bennett, who happens to be on vacation, was kind to correspond with me and guide me to the proper, individual over the police department that manages their actual radar sign. I didn't realize that's what it was.
Oh,
So I will.
so we can tell them how fast they're going and then please complete the survey.
Slow down. Just sign that's at the fire.
We can get creative.
We put something there.
Should be able to.
Done.
Worth asking.
What parking lot are we talking about?
As you go up Granville Road,
Yeah.
on the right-hand side, there's two parking lots for the Southwick Inn.
Isn't that gonna be redundant to this building?
Well, it's a little farther, it's farther up.
You'd be better,
I don't
my
know.
opinion is you'd be better off to put the one, that sign at the Powder Mill 57
Yeah.
intersection.
Yep,
I agree. Yeah.
Powder Mill.
out by the school.
57,
And then maybe.
right
a
at
bit
the edge of the
younger
school on the
family
opposite
showing-
side, so everybody who gets that
Yeah.
red light gets to see that sign.
Yeah.
Where
I
was?
That's really good for the motocross, right? And it's very visible. You knew
Okay.
about that, yeah.
So
Yeah.
John, are you getting the idea there?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
And that's something we could also move in a couple. weeks,
Yeah,
right?
right, yeah. So we'll try it.
Foolish
I
is
think
done.
the town owes the property right across from the entrance. Powder Mill, don't they? Isn't there a lot right there? No?
That's Brad Willowitz, you mean the
No,
slate?
there used to be a house there, and I thought the police did some drills there or something.
Where's that?
Oh,
Okay, so Mr. Goddard will help us out with the portable digital sign.
Comment on publicity. I know it has been mentioned very early on. I think Patrick had mentioned it. The possibility of standing at Big Y and just handing out a brochure to people and explaining questions, doing that 1 hour on Saturday morning or Monday evening or whenever people do grocery shopping. Is there any appetite for that? That's at the right tone or?
I think Lucas Karen.
He was smiling like
He was
wanted to
smiling
go.
like-
I was just thinking, isn't that illegal?
No.
You have to get permission,
You get
right?
permission, it's
From the
not-
manager?
Yeah, they said that one person can do it at a time. You know, you can't wear anything visible, obviously, not that we have any paraphernalia, but we can.
oh, you're not gonna dress up
posters.
as a dog?
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
God, t-shirts,
That's
yeah.
what you want to do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not William.
Yeah, we got it.
All right, we need another volunteer to do Big Y. Who's the shopper? We got Bert online and we got Jessica Parker.
She's there.
And Bert is muted.
Can't
Can
hear
you
you,
take
Bert.
him off or he has to take himself off? There you go. Yeah,
I could do it toward the end of August, sometime after the 14th.
after the middle of August, yeah,
Yeah, is that okay? I don't know.
sure, yeah.
I could do a date as well, do like an hour or something, so maybe I'll ask the folks at Big Y what days would be okay, and then send
Talk
that out.
and communicate to Bert.
Bert, okay, yeah, anyone else?
Okay.
Thank you, Bert.
Okay,
I don't know how comfortable I am with doing it alone. You said like it would be one at a time.
yeah, let me get more details on that. It was just a very preliminary conversation, and then I said, let me check in with the group and see that this is something they're even interested in doing on Thursday, so let me get more details and I'll let everybody know.
So you have this in Bert. And I have a small card table or whatever if you need something to, whatever, sit behind.
Has there been any discussion about the sign at the fire
We,
department?
we didn't really conclude on that. It was mentioned.
Kind of another town
Yeah,
project.
I completely agree.
And of course, those are the manually placed letters.
I mean, usually those are, about fire, not texting,
Yeah.
things like that.
On the rail trail. 700 people over the weekend on that.
We might think in the
Is Red
future.
Riding Hood Cafe on your hit list
Yes.
or whatever it's
There
called?
were flyers on the ground on the trail this week, let me tell you.
Ah,
But how about one of the moves of the signs?
That's what I'm thinking.
One of the moves to put the signs on the rail trail later in the month, in case we're afraid of manual later. in the month.
the fire department, do we have a link?
I'll be with the chief tomorrow morning. I'll talk to him.
Great, and it's the basic message.
Yeah, it's the same one. Even if it's for a week.
If he's got enough letters to put it up on both sides. Might have to buy some more plastic letters. Oh,
Other ways.
could you speak up, please, Corey?
Hi, Corey Rowland, 7 Liberty Lane. Do we have other ways of reaching people where they're in front of the device that they're going to take the survey? So I know we did the at-home mailings. I don't know if you recall, we killed our landlines, we don't get those anymore. But, I mean, the signs are great for awareness, but think about yourself, if you see a billboard, right? It's for awareness, but if you were to take action, do you recall anything that you saw on the billboard that's going to make you, by the time you get home, remember the phone number or the website you don't call? Unless you're so inclined to read people around. So it's good for awareness, but not engagement. We need engagement, right? So getting people on their phones or on their computers, so maybe they'll at least take a look at it.
Do you have any suggestions?
Well, I don't know what we have, I don't know what we have for, but Facebook, but I don't follow any of you,
No.
so I would never see you posting.
We don't have, we only have the emails and people
So I
are.
was gonna ask, do we consent to text? Because that's one way to do it, text them the links. I don't know.
I've texted it to people.
Yeah, but I mean, no, like the town, no text.
Code red, you can email, text, or
It depends what they signed up for.
what they sign up
Yeah.
for. Right.
So in that, and people need to see and hear things 5 to 7 times in order to remember, for them to sink in. So we need to kind of, and my suggestion is, get them where they're going to be in front of the device that can take the survey. The other thought I had, and I don't know what's possible, but have we talked to the surrounding towns? How many residents come off 57 if they're not working from home? Or, because I can tell you how many times I've sat at Feeding Hill Center, and I can tell you every concert that's coming in the area, because that sign is flashing in my face for that entire, and I had nothing to do with Southwick, but I remember that more than anything I've seen. So when people are coming either in from Westfield, from Granby, or across from 57, that's another way, just again, get in front. But really, we want them to, as soon as they see it, take action. And I don't know, big why, we talked about way back, is having somebody sit there with an iPad. Now, probably not groceries, I don't know about you, but when I go to groceries, I just want to get out of there.
Yeah, and it takes 30 minutes to-
Perishables and it's.
Yeah, it takes a while to complete
But
it,
is
so.
there somewhere else where we could get people who don't mind, at least you show them the survey, right? Maybe they don't have to take it, but show how quick, look how quick I can do this.
Well, we could have hard copies available too at these places.
That's one
Big Y,
But just
have a hard
kind of
copy
thinking
of
about
whatever.
beyond awareness, how do you drive engagement? And I was thinking about school, so if you really want to get your demographic of the people who are going to be most impacted by the next 20 years. And I think it's probably tough for the high school, because I know when my kids were in high school and their friends, all they were thinking about is in 20 years, I don't want to be living here near mom and dad and all of that. So that enough is not to get them interested in saying what's going to happen in South in 20 years. Again, and I'm saying this at work for saying this, I don't know if this is equal to us, or if we have the funds, but negative incentives work. So not saying, oh, if you fill this out, you get a $10 Dunkin' Donuts or summer house or whatever. But if you fill it out this week and this week only, you get $15. But if you wait another week, you'll only get 10. If you wait another week, you only get 5. And research shows that incents people to go for the bigger dollar amounts. You can target the demographics you want with that. But my guess is the younger demographics, what's in it for me, and thinking about the town when an age they can't fathom they're going to be, is not incentive enough. But you know, help with gas in my car this weekend, that might incent them. So anyway, I'm rambling enough.
Thank you.
It goes back to that community event idea though. We get like mac and sliders at Wally Park at like noon on a Saturday. Like fill out your survey, show us you took it and get a free slider. And like we, the master planning committee, pay the food truck. Then they're hanging out, they're talking to each other, they're there for half an hour, feeding them. Their kids can play on the playground.
I think that would be interesting too, because some comments that I've gotten from folks, these are folks like my friends, so like 34 and below. You know, they'll say, what exactly does this comment mean?
Yeah.
I don't even know how to begin to answer it. I don't know how to answer this. This is a little too
My
abstract.
husband needed me to explain questions.
Yeah, so I've gotten a lot of phone calls and texts. How do I answer this question? I know the answers are there, but what's the scope exactly? So I wonder if there may be some utility to just doing an event like this where people can get clarification on some questions. Because what's happened with my friends is that they said, oh, it's too long. I don't have time after work. The questions have been like, you know, kind of like reader's whiplash, and they haven't finished their survey. And then when they go back, you know, like I told you, you can't save it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I wonder face to face might be good to just clarify if they have questions.
Well, that'll take some organization, obviously. I don't know, it'd be nice if we had a group that would sponsor something like that. I don't know. Pick your brain.
But then you gotta get people to come to the event.
Yeah.
They're busy, you
Right.
know, and you're at the playground. with your
In the
kids.
height of vacation season.
Right.
Yeah, and, you know, you gotta watch your kids in your playground, you know, you don't wanna fill it out while you're at the inn drinking, you know, like. That's the answers.
So
Okay, Norm, yeah.
I kind of brainstormed some other ideas. I can go through those, I'd like to.
Okay,
Okay. A handout with paychecks for all town employees. If possible. Notice on all public bulletin boards.
Yeah.
We talked about the handout, but also the flyer. A lot of establishments have bulletin boards. Email to commissions that do not have a rep on this committee, so that they can talk to their members. Talk it up.
That's why we had 17 people, isn't everybody on it?
No.
No?
Not every-
we're pretty close, but not everybody.
Okay. That was fun.
Got door knocking on. a handout to hand out on door knocks. I also say, relative to that, do a street flyer for your neighborhood. So this is Norm Cheever, your neighbor Norm Cheever, blah, 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 and hand it out to the people on my street. Use other outside organization emails to promote. Because they have a wealth of people. I'm going to ask, I'm pitching to CRC next week. I'm also going to ask Michelle Pratt if she'll send something out. to all the people on CRC.
And if you write it for them, so they don't have to come up with
Well,
words.
yeah, we would have to put some words together.
Similar to that, then local businesses could share it on their own Facebook pages if there's something for organizations or businesses.
Yeah. We already talked code red. And the last one is doing a second man.
How much does it cost?
I can't remember right now, so.
Let's do some quick math. So the second round, we're gonna call the tidy up of post office boxes, about $500, right?
Right,
And I feel like the initial effort was
is it like 13?
500 just for the postage.
I think postage was 700, then the print thing was 6?
We're talking almost $2,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
About
So probably
2,000.
humble, sure.
Yep.
Thank you.
Better off spending $500 saying first 50 people who fill this out under age 40 will $10.
Well, it sort of goes along with what Tori said. Some people need to see it 5 or 6 times. So this would be the second one anyway.
I think there's this is Janet, did you ever get your PO box?
No,
I've been trying to meet with the
Yeah.
postmaster twice this
Oh,
week,
it still hasn't
so,
gone to the post office?
Something like that.
yeah.
doesn't appear. It went to everybody's post office except my post office.
Wait, so it did go to other PO boxes?
Did it?
No, I was
Oh,
wondering.
no, I don't know.
I'm trying to get a meeting with the
I know you were trying to
postmaster.
say-
Not personal.
No, it
Yeah.
hasn't. He hasn't.
Trying to save
Yeah,
money,
it's
so you didn't
I
send
was-
it to me.
Yeah,
No, that's
I
fine.
meant
I got two.
Excluded.
Oh, you got his.
I got yours.
You PO box?
You got two of them.
There's
Oh,
your
so you
answer.
did get, okay,
And apparently
Yeah.
got Marcus.
Yeah, you got mine.
okay, all right.
All right, so I don't feel so bad.
Asking Dawn,
I don't
the
feel so bad.
postmaster. I was like, where are these? Like,
It's all right.
okay,
Very
good,
good.
thank you.
So no, great ideas.
Yeah, I have
Thank you.
one question, and I think Doug can probably answer it. I do believe knocking on doors requires something through the selectmen. You can't just go knocking on people's doors. Isn't that true?
We're
No,
not
I think-
selling anything.
Yeah, you're not selling nothing, so you can do
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. And we just passed the law at town meeting
Oh, okay, we did.
That you can knock on doors?
that if you have to register for commercial purpose,
Oh.
blah, blah,
Okay.
blah, with the hours,
That's what it was.
et cetera. Yeah.
John, got
Mr.
it.
Chair,
Yeah.
Sage Fury is requesting to participate. His hand up, made a suggestion.
Who is?
Sage Fury?
Oh, Sage Fury, okay, yes.
Hi there, Sage Fury, 91 Granville Road. Hey, the one idea I kind of have is if it's even possible, because you'd obviously have to have a volunteer and figure out how you'd communicate, but have like a hotline, because there's a lot of people that fill out surveys alone and it's really hard for them to stay focused. So if there's a way to have a volunteer or two to do a hotline like service, so this way people can just hop on, talk to them through the survey, just for kind of an aid and also to be a secondary person around, it might actually help those who are, they struggle to do these kind of things themselves to actually have some kind of a option.
Hey, we did have the planning board phone number, and I don't know how many calls you've been overwhelmed with, John, with people needing assistance.
We received 4 phone calls requesting paper copies.
Paper copies.
That's it today.
I mean, if we do the code, if we can do the code red, we can say in there. If you have any difficulties, please call John.
So
Bring it on.
For Code Red, I'm thinking, and may want to look at the calendars, August 22nd as the day to do a Code Red announcement. And that would be either with Mr. Goddard recording a message, Mr. Moglen recording a message, or myself recording a message. And it would be to all the people who have signed up for Code Red. I don't know if August 22nd is too late.
I think it's perfect.
Say sooner the better. Why could we do two, one now? and wait?
Well, we've got, we got a lot of the signage and contacts and all that. So like right at the end, Code Red, this is important. You have 1 week or whatever, less, a week and a half to do the survey.
Yeah.
So.
I would, I'll volunteer to, I have approximately 200 emails of customers here in town.
Oh,
I'll send out an independent letter, email. I'll do a little test pilot if you want.
Cool.
I need some help with the verbiage on what should be in that letter. I'll take a swag at it. I work with somebody on it and make sure I'm.
we have the brochure, which has a lot of text in it. So you might
Copy all that, do I need to run that up the flagpole?
do that and run it by John. Because he'll get phone calls if people
Put his number on it.
want to react.
That's right.
Of course.
Yeah, there's don't be as detailed as the brochure,
Yeah, yeah.
very simple.
Yeah.
I'm happy to read it.
Please, yes, I think it makes sense, and I don't think it's, for any business person in town, I don't think it's risky at all. You're asking, this isn't a political party here soliciting information. This is people who care about this town.
Yeah.
So it should be an easy one.
And they try to keep their yard pretty by having you come and take care of it. They obviously care about the town.
Yeah. True.
Okay, so let's see. Shall we have a show of hands for who should do the PSA?
Rock, paper, scissors. I like the element of chance.
Who's got the best radio voice?
Well, Mr. Moglen has been on the radio, I think, a couple times, but
He's good.
Yeah. I think I'm the chair.
me?
This
Okay.
is the chair of,
Hi, this is your chairman speaking.
Oh, you're talking about
All right.
Use your regular voice.
I don't know how my speak, when I hear myself on recordings, it's like,
we all feel it.
But it's unmistakable.
Yeah, that's true.
all right.
One other thing, so similar to like going and knocking on my neighbor's doors, that would be very weird. I literally have never met them. But what if we put signs on all of our streets?
Like lawn signs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a very busy crossroads, so I would get a lot of traffic too, whether they're my neighbors or not.
17 signs. We're all over town, right?
Maybe you only need like 12.
Maybe 12, yeah, that's true. Yeah, there you go.
So that would cover like some lake traffic.
Yeah.
You're by the lake,
Yeah,
too,
you're
right?
right by
Huh?
Are you by the lake?
Yes.
That's
So
what
that
I
would
would
get
cover
some
the
lake.
lake.
Yeah.
We don't have signs.
But can we like, is that
Yeah,
a
the
quick
turnaround
turnaround?
on that should be quick. I mean, up to your-
They don't have to be as big as.
No, yeah, those are the, just 2x3s, which are,
So you're talking to yard signs.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
What would they say?
People feel about it? How many? What's the minimum order? I don't know.
I'll have to ask.
I don't
No,
think it makes
it's not
sense
that
to
big.
people on Tannery, we're gonna have one on public charity.
Right?
Well,
12, yeah, I think 12, okay, and would it just say, South of 2040, creating our future, jog, take the survey, southwick2040.com?
Please,
I would just-
please.
I would
take
Can I make a suggestion? I put southwick2040.com and
Yeah.
jog.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
Because then
it.
maybe they'll be like,
Period.
what's this?
Because Corey has a key point. First of all, people are supposed to be driving, not reading the signs. Second is, they're not gonna remember. But if you see something and you're just passing and you see two of them, maybe when you do get home and you're in front of your device or get where you're going on your phone, you do just go to southwick2040.com.
Yeah, I think that, because I had a couple people tell me or ask me, where's the website on the card? It's not very big. And I had a lot of people say that if we do another mailing, it's just gotta be huge.
Yeah.
All that other language, they're
No
just
one
like, what am I
reads it, right?
supposed to do?
Exactly.
Where is it?
No one looks at it.
Nope, it's too much.
So jog southwick2040.com.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay,
Easy.
No.
Nothing.
Because if they just
Nothing.
wanna learn like, what is Southwick 2040, let them come there
They're
and
on
it'll be obvious that
curiosity,
there's a
right?
survey.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. And for 12 signs, it can't really go wrong.
so we're authorizing 12 signs. Yard,
Whatever the
they call it.
minimum order is, if it's more
Yeah.
than 12, it's probably closer to
A
12.
minimum order of yard signs with a
So moved.
simple cryptic message.
Second.
All right, motion made by Mr. Moglen, seconded by Roz Terry to authorize 12 to 20, purchase of 12 to 20 yard signs, whatever the minimum order is. So roll call vote, Marcus Phelps, aye. Doug Moglen,
Aye.
Randy Brown,
Aye.
Bert Hanson,
Aye.
Norm Cheever,
Aye.
Scott Lehman,
Yes.
Dory Boyd,
Aye.
Roz Terry,
Aye.
Jessica Parker,
Hi.
Marisa Cook Obregon.
Hi.
Okay, it is unanimous vote to have some yard signs. And that's good. I think we covered everything. Hopefully we'll,
Minutes?
what?
Are there minutes?
Oh, no, we, not, under old
Covered everything,
business.
we're packing up.
No, sorry. New business, select the dates for the community meetings. We discussed that for a while last meeting, and using the calendar, I indicated when things were going on in various places around town. And it's come in now that on October 1st, the Saturday, October 1st, no, I'm sorry. Saturday, September 24th, the Friends of the Library are having an arts and crafts show at the town hall area here, out on the front lawn, but they'll be using the parking lot. So based on the other activities and dates, I'm seeing, it looks like October 13th and 15th, which is the Thursday and the Saturday,
The 15th is gonna be the farm parade if they have it.
and that would be in the afternoon probably. So our meeting is going to be from 9 till noon.
I wouldn't go if I plan on taking my kid to a parade, I wouldn't
Well,
do anything else.
But it's so hard to avoid any other, I mean, the date before, the weekend before that is Columbus Day.
Where's the craft fair?
It
On the
is
lawn?
on the lawn in the front, which means the
At
parking
what
lot
time?
will get used.
Didn't we say the 29th for Thursday and then October 1st? is
Right.
Saturday?
Yeah, we said that, but then,
Craft fair is the 24th, right?
pardon? Yeah, it's the 24th. The senior center is having a craft and tag and craft sale on the 1st of October. Oh, no, it's a Rotary, whatever. Yeah, senior center, October 1st. I know I had it here. Yeah. I mean, the other issue for me is I will not be here on the 29th and the 1st, 29th of September and the 1st of October.
Jessica, will you be around? She's all right.
Yeah.
Yes, I will be on. I'll be around then.
Okay,
What was the conflict on the first, the timing?
But there's a craft fair at the senior center.
senior center tag and craft sale,
Is that run by the?
which would be in the back probably. Oh, no, it was on the
I
lawn.
think
It's
run by the road.
here in their,
There are a lot of.
front lawn of Southwick, 9 AM to 3 PM, fall tag and craft sale,
And that's October 1st.
October 1st.
There's gonna be a lot of overlap, the crowd that maybe goes there that might want to go to our event. Might have to be
Oh,
a
I'm
bad
just
thing.
thinking the parking area.
Yeah,
There'll be traffic moving around.
Does that get a lot of people? I never knew we did that and I live up the road.
yeah, so I'm wondering
I don't know.
the traffic like. for that.
So you think the 15th is not a good day because of the farm parade?
It feels very busy in town that day in terms of traffic closures.
Right, because you'd be like, oh, I can't get home because the road will be closed. So no one's
Yeah.
gonna
No,
go
I
out.
don't think so.
I got a text saying that the proposal for 22nd.
Was it?
Yeah.
I really like to lean towards the 13th and 15th of October. I think it's going to give Ken more time to organize the information and whatever.
What time is the farm parade typically? Is it an over by any time, 1 o'clock?
What is?
Isn't the parade over by?
Usually the parade's in the afternoon.
Maybe this time?
I don't know.
If there is a conflict.
Yeah,
I don't,
yeah, we don't know for sure whether it's the 22nd or the 15th.
I got a request for people being around for the civic fund, if people will be available on the 22nd for proposed date, so I don't know for sure.
Oh, you know why? The 22nd is the Civic Fund Craft Fair. They're having a craft fair.
I think I saw that was canceled.
Answer.
That was canceled, and I think the proposal was to make the farm parade that day.
Okay. Oh, that seems better.
So now we're back to the 13th and the 15th day.
Yeah.
There's no days gonna be perfect.
No, that's exactly right. I mean, every weekend is,
So you can't come on Saturday, maybe come on Thursday.
there's,
can't
you
come
know,
on
3 or
Thursday.
4 things going on.
September still just feels better because everyone, we're so busy with like people doing fall stuff. I don't think Ken can get everything together by then, Ken, if we keep it open.
Particularly if we
Extend
extend
the
it up 2 weeks
students,
for
students.
students.
I don't think we can extend it 2 weeks for them.
Or
If they're not
whatever.
gonna do it the first couple days, they're not gonna do it.
Well, I don't know how to say it. To me, October 13th and 15th are,
Can we ask Ken, who would be collating
Do you-
the
Ken.
Does the committee, I mean, I know that I had suggested a Saturday because some communities utilize Saturday but I also know that it is hard to choose a Saturday morning. Some communities do 2 subsequent days, 2 consecutive weekdays, a Wednesday and a Thursday, or a Tuesday and a Wednesday, both at the same time, or, you know, starting an hour earlier one day. That's an option. But if you're stuck on the Saturday, I guess it's just choosing which Saturday and Thursday you'd want to use.
well, the question to you was how comfortable would you be having it on the 29th of September and the 1st of October? As far as getting information, coding in the hard copy surveys, so forth.
Well, it would just be, you know, making sure that it's done. Presumably on that day, it's creating the PowerPoints that will be used for the presentation, which will include some data from the survey. Also, since we're meeting in person, it probably makes sense to make some big boards with regards to some data. If the survey ends on September 1st or August 31st, I think that's fine. I think pushing out the data or the survey will really just create some crunch time. And I don't know, I truly don't know if we could accomplish that. Particularly because I'd want to get this in front of you to see, you know, at your September MPAC meeting, the 15th, right? So,
Yeah, that's why, to me, October makes it easier to organize things. You have to bring your staff, some staff over here for breakout sessions, or you have to use some of us folks to facilitate some of the breakout sessions.
It probably would be helpful to have, I will probably have staff, maybe one or two, but I will rely on the committee to do some facilitation as well. I think it's so important to show that, you know, your volunteer planners can help facilitate the conversations among neighbors. So I think it's the select few who would want to participate. I'd work with them to, you know, have an understanding of what that evening or morning would look like.
So I have on my calendar that we're meeting on September 15th and October 20th. Those are our two scheduled meetings. So I do think that the between there is good somewhere in there, but you know, we got to give them time to get prepped. Otherwise we're going to look like we don't know what we're doing.
That's another reason why I would go to October, because I don't know that we're any pressure to get it done. We have a hand raised?
Yep. I just feel like-
Jessica.
Hi. I just wanted to say that I went on to the Southwick Civic Fund's page just now, and it does look like they're trying for October 22nd for the farm parade.
Okay, thank you.
The 13th and 15th, then. Sounds like that's the best window, Independence Day.
Yeah.
We have some time to plan it, because hadn't we discussed, I guess, maybe having food or refreshments?
Right, yeah.
That takes a little bit of legwork.
Do we land on, is this just an open invitation for these breakout sessions, or are we going to specifically target people based off?
13th and 15th. Yeah, they're also using the term focus groups.
We have
So-
those emails.
So that would be some technical specialists, I'm assuming. That actually is the next thing on the agenda. Ken, did you want to say something about the focus groups and then the community sessions or workshops? I guess in other communities, it's been called visioning session or envisioning sessions.
So I imagine the community meetings, the ones that we are trying to figure out to schedule are part of a visioning discussion, and there would be some visioning exercises in that. It's more of a general, here's where the town is, here is some of the data, and we do some live polling, both online and in person. The focus groups will be after the community meetings. And I know that the committee had done an exercise to identify residents or volunteers that may speak to some of these particular elements. I know that at the last meeting, you had listed some folks for housing, but as we are doing for the actual plan development, we are writing papers to support what the master plan is going to look like. So the focus groups will be utilized, and we can schedule those for October, November. Some can be during the day, some can be in the evening. It depends on whatever the committee likes for that. Both have had equal success, depending on who you're actually going to be asking, whether it's town staff or volunteers or residents from the community that can speak to some of those very specific issues. But the community meetings are not meant to be very specific or technical heavy, other than presenting some of the data from the survey, as well as the census and where you are with regards to demographics and, you know, some of the land use discussion. So the community meeting is mostly to gauge, present, come up with a visioning statement that will be utilized moving forward. Focus groups follow, and that will include staff from PVPC that are helping to draft those elements. Transportation, natural resources, open space, historic resources and cultural resources, housing, economic development, and infrastructure. And sustainability. So those are the elements that will be have a focus group on one of those evenings. I think too, there is an opportunity, as I know it's been mentioned earlier this evening, very specific to populations. If you want to have a youth focus group or a older person focus group, those can be planned for as well. And depending on, if we happen to go to the senior center and have someone from our office whose work is on age-friendly planning, and dementia-friendly planning, that some of that can be tapped into a focus group, and that can happen during the day. So we can definitely plan for those types of very specific, in addition to the subject matter focus groups.
Those would be like after the focus groups would be after the holiday, right? Like right now, we're just talking about the large community meetings.
Yeah.
And then the invites for that to address what Scott asked, isn't that all the emails that we got, like who filled out a survey, they get when those are?
Did you have to fill out a survey to come? Or is it anybody?
No, but I mean, that would be if
All are welcome.
yeah, all are welcome,
For
but we
the-
actually have their emails, so,
For the community meetings.
yeah.
The visioning meetings. So the community visioning meetings will be hybrid. So we'll have physically people here and we'll be using the Zoom. I'm wondering for the focus groups, we could do those online through Zoom rather than hybrid.
I don't think we have to decide that now, do we?
Not really, but I'm just putting that out there. If it's some technical people maybe or staff that maybe don't need to be here in person, but we'll see how the focus groups actually end up as to numbers, I suppose, how many people are in each one. And then we get, that helps us start moving towards developing the text for each chapter of the plan and so forth.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Ken. So tentatively, 85 to 90% will lead towards October 13th and 15th. And we'll work on putting together an agenda or format. We'll provide some kind of food, beverage, whatever, evening, daytime, it might be a little different, but probably get some volunteers to help outside of this committee to do something on something, and that was routine business. We have 2 sets of minutes, which
Are we gonna also try and arrange childcare at those?
Oh, good point. Yes. I was going to talk to, I won't say her name, but there's a lady who's pretty good about organizing things in that area. So maybe we can use the community center on the lower level here under, I don't know if anybody uses that anymore, underneath where the old cafeteria used to be, for childcare. It would be significant. I think it would help get people to participate. Good point.
I was just thinking, if we end up being able to get more than the 12, like if the minimum is 20 or whatever for the signs, should we talk to the 5 businesses in town that have drive-throughs? Because then they are sitting in their car with their phone, waiting for their Dunkin' Donuts or their McDonald's or their Mrs. Merchants. Maybe that would be, the ones that just website. That would be if we end up getting more because of the minimum.
So 2 sets of minutes. Have people had a chance to look over? I'd entertain a motion to accept the minutes.
Make a motion to accept.
Second.
I'll say that. Perfect, okay. Roz Terry made a motion to accept the minutes of June 16 and July 21st, 2022. Randy Brown seconded it. Roll call. Marcus Phelps, aye. Doug Mogul,
Aye.
Randy Brown,
Aye.
Bert Hanson,
Aye.
Norm Cheever,
Aye.
Scott Lehman,
Aye.
Dory Boyd, Roz Terry,
Aye.
Jessica Parker.
Aye.
Marisa Cook Obregon.
Aye.
Very good. Unanimous of those attending. Thank you very much.
Mr.
It
Chairman.
will go in the record.
Can you pass those around so we can sign?
Oh, do you have signatory copies? All right, thank you.
Just,
Mr. Mogul, yes.
just one other observation along with what Roz said. We're not on the channel 15 cable channel with the master plan linked to the survey. And to what Corey said, that may come up on people's TV if anybody puts it on channel 15. That would be a call to action right there, maybe
Yeah,
the device.
That's good. It's not on there yet?
No, I watched the whole thing while we were talking to make sure that it wasn't, and I didn't see it. So scrolled through the whole thing.
Who, I don't know that fellow. Okay.
But if we have a thing, you know, the verbiage, or even just it's a matter of master plan surveys ongoing now.
It's a certain number of characters, if I remember correctly, there's like, you can only hit.
It's way better now.
Oh,
But they
it's
can do,
better. That's
they can make it graphic, they can do whatever you want. If you want to, yeah, I think that might be too much, but just something like that.
So excerpt some things out of the
Or
postcard.
just like just like we just were talking
Fill
about
out
the other
your
thing,
survey.
short, sweet, someone's gonna read it and go, huh, I should
Jobs,
probably do that.
southwick2040.com.
Yeah,
Do
Master
that
plan
means
survey.
survey.
Yeah, yeah,
A
yeah.
graphic like that.
Yeah.
2040.com dog, okay.
Who's gonna talk to Ken?
Do survey.
It's right on the website on how you do it.
Oh,
Okay.
Right
I
on,
can submit.
you go on to the departments, channel
Yeah,
15,
that's fine.
town, and I didn't see it on the town, you don't see the town crier stuff on here, but you can actually watch channel 15 on here, but there's instructions on how to get something on there. Would you like to see?
I can-
super.
For the town crier, I mean, I have been looking at that for several weeks. Are we, can we confirm whether that's on there? Because I have not seen it.
I haven't
Is
either.
there a way to, yeah, I like,
You
I
mean
have
the
the light
one-
for an extra
The one
minute.
at Gristmill?
Yeah, Chris.
Oh,
Someone's gonna beep at you.
But like you say, we have the one on the
We'll have that
opposite.
one there.
That'll be
Yeah.
fine. I
Plus
think
all of our
music or something.
houses, wherever we,
Yeah.
Yeah, walk in the neighborhood and
everyone will drive by Marcus's house.
Sure.
The horn. Everybody make it a point to beep when you.
Just on his side.
No matter the
Read
time.
this.
look at the sunflowers. Enjoy the beautiful sun. There seems to be such interest in sunflowers this year. There's a lot of them
Yeah.
growing around town.
I see your house is on that corner of the.
Flower.
I always admire.
Oh, you can, sure. All right, last but not least, any other than Mr. Mogul's comment, which was helpful, and Dory's on the childcare, any other member comments? Norm, we appreciate your outreach to the lake people. That's great. And Scott, thank you for working with the businesses and all the other folks. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Motion made by Mr. Mogul and seconded by Roz Terry to adjourn.
Aye.
And everybody say,
Aye.
any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you for spending the evening with us.